I would like to respectfully acknowledge that we are on the sacred territories of the Algonquin-speaking people, the Wasanic nations, otherwise known as the Esquimalt Songhees nations, on whose land we are able to work, live, and play. I would like to also acknowledge that I am not of these lands and that I am also a settler. Land acknowledgements are around to help us acknowledge our history. The dark history, which is the foundation of this country. It is not for me or any other Indigenous person to teach you our history. It is not for me to explain it. That work needs to come from you. The support needs to come from you. And if you want to find ways to support, there are many foundations that you can probably Google, or your local friendship center can help you find the resources you need to help you understand. Loaded us say units. What in yaktak? A swego new again. Nyawa.
Hello, my name is Noel Kosman. I go by the pronouns he, him, his. I'm currently 21, and yeah, I'm African American and queer. I do some work in Victoria with the BIPOC coalition called Capital Black. I was kind of asked today to say a few words. I kind of wanted to dedicate my time to talking about something called intersectionality. So it's something that I feel like we're all exposed to on a daily basis, but a lot of people don't really have a need to dedicate energy to kind of thinking about and conceptualizing what that kind of means. So intersectionality, me being African American on one side and queer on the other side, those two main proponents of my personality, of my state of being, if you will, kind of intersect and coalesce and come apart and kind of just cohabitate in a certain way. Intersectionality kind of mainly, I feel like, is expressed when two minority groups, such as being a BIPOC individual or a woman X, kind of come together. Yeah, so I kind of want to speak today on my experience as being African American and queer. So being African American, being a BIPOC individual, I feel like you can show up to as many protests as you want. You can share your experiences of being a BIPOC individual. You can really show up and be proud of that. But I also feel like a lot of my BIPOC queer individual folk can kind of relate that you can do all those things, but you can also experience a lot of homophobia directed from those communities. On the flip side, being queer, same thing. You can put yourself in many situations where you are connecting and building kinship with queer folk. You can show up to protests, like I said. You can be very, very proud of that side of you. But in my experience, I've kind of put myself in a lot of uncomfortable positions where I'm very much so the only queer BIPOC person in the room. And I just feel like there's a bit of, not a bit, I feel like there's a lot of underrepresentation for people such as myself. Rather than go on a tangent, I kind of wanted to keep things concise, keep things super, super easy, keep things super digestible. Yeah, I don't know, there is racism and there is a racial hierarchy in the queer community. And I feel like we can all do so much more, I think, is the main proponent. We can all, as much as the queer community is something that is super inclusive, and that's just the basis of what being queer is. Like, we all are there for each other. We all want to support each other. Supporting your queer brothers and sisters and kinfolk doesn't innately mean that you are there to support your BIPOC queer brothers and sisters and kinfolk. That's something that there needs to be a consolidated effort to achieve. There needs to be actual energy applied to that. There needs to be people need to come together and people need to make an actual, concrete, concise effort to support people who are in an underrepresented group, which is the LGBTQ2 plus community, but also those within that community who are also experiencing intersectionality, such as being a person of color, such as being a woman X, stuff like that. So we need to support each other a little bit more. I feel like we need to try harder, and I think that's just a fact. And I believe that we can. I believe that we can move away from performative activism, move away from performative shows of inclusion. It's not enough just to be like, oh, okay, we've met our quota, we have one Black performer in this drag show. It's not enough to say, oh, it's okay, well, we have some Black board members on kind of community groups. It's not enough just to say, oh, well, we've got a few, like that's enough. I want to get to a place where that's innate. I want to get to a place where we don't have to think about it. We don't have to make that aforementioned consolidated effort to achieve those things. I want to get to a place where that is just something that happens right off the bat, something that is so ingrained in our society that we do not have to allocate any mental energy to that, because that is just how it is. But unfortunately, we are at a place where we do need to apply that consolidated effort. We are in a place where we do need to put resources and put people and put thoughts and put energy into creating those safe spaces for people who are underrepresented within a group that is underrepresented. So kind of without getting in too deep, I just wanted to leave on the note that I love what we're doing so far, but I know that we can do so much more. I love how much inclusivity is here so far, but I know that we can get so much more. And I love that now, especially in these trying times, we are putting in that effort to try to reach out to underrepresented groups and putting in that effort to try to connect to our kinfolk who aren't as represented and aren't as, I guess, put at the forefront. So I just wanted to thank everyone for all the work that they're doing, and really just leave on the note that yes, we're doing so much good work and we're putting so much energy into this, but we can always do so much more. Yeah, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful show. I will probably see many of you around the streets. Yeah, thanks.
Good evening, or morning, or afternoon, whenever it is you happen to be watching this. But welcome to Sashay Princets 5, brought to you by King Fling and For the Love of Drag. I'm one of your co-hosts, Chaz Avery, and I'm very excited about the creepy night of drag that we have planned for you. But first, I want to give a big thank you to our guests, Brandon Robbins and Noel Kosman, who had some very important words for us. In the effort to be more inclusive of our friends of color in the drag scene, my co-host Junk Mail and I are striving to provide a platform for those who struggle to find one. We are focused on including performers of color, performers with disabilities, and youth performers. So if you are one of those and aren't sure if Sashay Princets is for you, please reach out to us, myself or Junk Mail. If you have any questions or concerns, we'd be happy to address them, and make sure that you know we would love to have you in our show. This show is open registration, so if you want to be involved, no matter who you are, just reach out. On that note, I would like to introduce my co-host for the evening. It's a pleasure working with them every single month. Please say hello to Junk Mail.
Thanks so much, Chaz. Hey demons, it's me, ya boy, Junk Mail, and welcome to Sashay Princets, an online YYJ drag extravaganza. We've got some Halloween themed numbers this month, which I'm very excited about. It's gonna be a great show. Why don't we settle on into my spooky graveyard and I can give you some details before we get started. Now, if you're wondering how this show came to be, I ran Sashay Café, which was an all-ages open call show Chaz Avery ran Princess, Princesses, and Princettes, which is the 19+ open call show. And when COVID happened, we combined our producer forces to bring you this online YYJ drag tour de force that has been gracing your screen for 5 months now. And I'd like to reiterate, is open for everyone to perform in, and we'll give you more details about that at the end of the show. Now, if you'd like to help these wonderful artists financially, here's the tipping information. I will also go over it at the end of the show. You can send an e-transfer to loveofdrag@gmail.com. You can send a PayPal transfer to paypal.me/loveofdrag, or you can buy a donation ticket on Eventbrite. The address for that is sp5.eventbrite.com. Well, now let's get started for the spooky show. Our very first performer is a youth performer that's no stranger to Sashay Princets. He's here to bring you a little macabre number to set the tone for the show. Please welcome to your screen, Mr. Mordecai.
Never laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks, and all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. A big ringworm with rolling eyes crawls in your stomach and out your eyes. Your stomach turns a slimy green, and pus pours out like whipping cream. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out, your brain comes tumbling down your snout, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, they crawl all over your dirty snout. Your chest caves in and your eyes pop out, and your brain turns to sauerkraut. They invite their friends and their friends too, they all come down to chew on you, and this is what it is to die. I hope you had a nice goodbye. Did you ever think as a hearse goes by that you may be the next to die, and your eyes fall out and your teeth decay, and that is the end of a perfect day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mordecai. That was an absolutely eerie number, but it's so nice to have you join us on the other side. Our next number is from a performer that I always love seeing perform, but for reasons I cannot discuss on an all ages show. So, without further ado, please welcome the amazing Bernina Sparks.
Do you ever feel like a misfit? Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Oh, but it's okay whispers all across the room. You feel her eyes all over you like cheap perfume. You're beautiful, but misunderstood. So why you tryna be just like the neighborhood? I can see it, I know what you're feeling. So let me tell you about my little secret. I'm a little crazy underneath this, underneath this. Do you ever feel like a misfit? Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. So am I, so am I, so am I. Do you ever feel like an outcast? You don't have to fit into the format. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. So am I, so am I, so am I. Oh, so dressed up fancy, like Sid and Nancy. Oh, I can kill a queen, gotta keep on kissing. So baby, come pass me a lighter, we're gonna leave 'em on fire. We're the sinners and the blessings. I can see it, I know what you're feeling. So let me tell you about my little secret. I'm a little crazy underneath this, underneath this. Do you ever feel like a misfit? Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. So am I, so am I, so am I. Do you ever feel like an outcast? You don't have to fit into the format. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. So am I, so am I, so am I. You're king and you're queen. You're strong and you're weak. You're bound but so free. So come and join me and call me Harley, and we'll make us good. Do you ever feel like a misfit? Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. So am I, so am I, so am I. Do you ever feel like an outcast? You don't have to fit into the format. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. So am I, so am I, so am I.
Please keep it going for YYJ Drag's favorite sapphic, Bernina Sparks. Thanks so much for being part of the show, darling.
Our next performer is bringing us a very eerie number, very Blair Witch vibes, and I'm very excited for you all to see this. Please welcome back to our show, Adval.
Я чернее всего, что ты видел. Ты потонешь в моей тени. В мыслях вязких, как нефть осядет. И очнешься на самом дне. На самой
And that ethereal, ghostly wonder was Adval. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Our next performer is bringing a number that is absolutely ridiculous. I'm so excited. I don't want to spoil anything. We're just gonna roll right into it. They are a great performer. Joining us once again is Seymour Abs.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. Shia LaBeouf. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere!
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife, it's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods, Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport, Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself, stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Gnawing off your leg.
Quiet, quiet.
Limping to the cottage.
Quiet, quiet.
Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside, Shia LaBeouf. Sharpening an axe, Shia LaBeouf. But he doesn't hear you enter, Shia LaBeouf. You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife from Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney. Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise, there's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu with body slam superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left, you counter to the right. You catch him in the neck, you're chopping off his head now. You just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
Thank you so much, Seymour Abs, for that oh so creepy number. Our next performer is recently back to performing. We always knew they'd be back. And they're bringing us a classic. One of their classics, but also a pop culture classic. I won't spoil it, but you should be excited right now. Please welcome Dublin Tundra.
What about that guy in the flyer, Beetle?
Don't even say his name. You don't want his help. He does not work well with others. The only way he can be brought back is by calling his name 3 times.
Beetle Juice. Beetle Juice. Beetle Juice.
It's showtime.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't say it 'cause I know I'm cute. Oh, baby. Louis down to my drawers, LV all on my shoes. Oh, baby. I be dripping so much sauce, got a bit looking like Grey Goo. Oh, baby. Lit up like a crystal ball, that's cool, baby, so is you, that's how I roll. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot a nigga better over time. Heard you say I'm not the baddest bitch you like. Ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. Ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm the put it in the proof. make your bitch shit. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot a nigga better over time. Heard you say I'm not the baddest bitch you like. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm to put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Somebody come get this man. I think he got lost in my DMs. What? My DMs. What? You better come get your man. I think he wanna be way more than friends. What? More than friends. What you want me to say? It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm to put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice.
That is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe.
Wow. And that amazing number was brought to you by Double Entendre. Chef's kiss, perfection. Thanks so much for being part of the show, pal. Now our next performer is making their BC debut. They have performed previously in Ontario and Calgary, and we're very excited to have them on the show. Please welcome to your screen all of This Tea.
Have it all, rip our memories off the wall. All the special things I bought, they mean nothing to me anymore. But to you, they were everything we were. They meant more than every word. Now I know just what you love me for. Take all the money you want from me. Hope you become what you want to be. Show me how little you care, how little you care, how little you care. You dream of glitter and gold. My heart's already been sold. Show you how little I care, how little I care, how little I care. My diamonds leave with you. You're never gonna hear my heart break. Never gonna move in dark ways. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material never fooled me. When you're not here I can't breathe. Think I always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Shake it off. Shake the fear of feeling lost. Always me that pays the cost. I should never trust so easily. You lied to me. Lied to me. Then left with my heart round your chest. Take all the money you want from me. Hope you become what you want to be. Show me how little you care, how little you care, how little you care. You dream of glitter and gold. My heart's already been sold. Show you how little I care, how little I care, how little I care. My diamonds leave with you. You're never gonna hear my heart break. Never gonna move in dark ways. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material never fooled me. When you're not here I can't breathe. Think I always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Always knew. My diamonds leave with you. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Always knew. You're never gonna hear my heart break. Never gonna move in dark ways. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you. Material love won't fool me. When you're not here I can't breathe. Think I always do. My diamonds leave with you. You're never gonna hear my
Thank you so much, all of this tea. What a handsome young thing you are. So glad you could join us for Sashay Princets, and I hope that you'll be back. Our next performer is also joining us at Sashay Princets for the first time, although this is not his first time performing virtually. He was part of Noel Lott's incredible show, Color Vision, which featured all performers of color. This performer blew us away, and we're so excited to have him join us. Please welcome Butch T.
Stand to fly. I'm not that naive. I'm just out to find a better part of me. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, more than some pretty face beside a train. And it's not easy to be me. Wish that I could cry, fall upon my knees, find a way to lie about a home I'll never see. It may sound absurd, but don't be naive. Even heroes have the right to bleed. I may be disturbed, oh, but won't you concede? Even heroes have the right to dream, and it's not easy to be me. Up and away, away from me. Well, it's alright. You can all sleep sound tonight. I'm not crazy or anything. I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. I'm never made to ride with clouds between their knees. I'm only a man in a silly red sheet, searching for kryptonite on this one-way street. Only a man in a funny red sheet, looking for special things inside of me, inside of me, inside of me, inside of me, inside of me. I'm only a man in a funny red sheet. I'm only a man looking for a dream. I'm only a man in a funny red sheet. It's not easy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's not easy to be me.
And that charming little number was brought to you by Butch T. Absolutely talented, amazing performer that just started doing it recently. We can't wait to see what's next. Thanks so much, Butch. Now our next performer is a special guest. She's from Portugal. She's got this look that is absolutely unique and divine. So excited to have her on the show. Please welcome our special guest, Rika Kiddo.
Thank you so much, Rika Kiddo. We're so pleased you could join us all the way from Portugal. The joys of virtual shows. What a stunning performer you are. Our next performer, and last of the evening, I'm sad to say, but we're going out with a bang. Our final performer has performed with us at Sashay Princess before, and we're so pleased to have her back because what an unbelievable debut she had. This next number is a great follow-up to her first. We're so excited. Please welcome Dazzler.
Buy me a thorn before you buy me a rose. Be covered in dirt before I'm covered in gold. He's trying it on, yeah, he's ticking me off. Say what you want, but I won't ever be told. 'Cause I'm in love with a monster. Friends say I'm stupid and I'm out of my mind, but without you, boy, I'd be bored all the time. No, I don't really care for the same conversation. Got everything I need and I'd rather be chasing love with a monster. before you wrap me a lace. We break the rules like we're changing the game. He's trying it all and he's taking me out. Say what you want, but I won't ever be told. I'm in love with a monster. My daddy told me I should have better taste, but I'd rather pay to see the look on his face. No, I don't really care for the lame conversation. Got everything I need and I'd rather be chasing love with a monster. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with a monster. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with a monster. I'm in love with a monster. Hey, sweeter you try, then I won't be getting love from it. Ain't worth the time, 'cause I just don't get enough from it. Leave it to me, don't you see? I'll run from it. Bitter, the better. Hey, 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 hey. You make me crazy, but I love it. I love it, baby. You make me crazy, baby. Crazy, baby, yeah. You make me crazy, but I love it. You make me crazy, baby, but I'm in love with the monster.
And that amazing number was Dazzler. 5 looks? Are you kidding me? Iconic. Thank you so much, B. Well, everyone, that's the end of Sashay Princets this month, and I think we can all agree it was a heck of a show. We hope we've gotten you in the Halloween spirit. If you'd like to tip these artists, I should also mention that the tips will be pooled and split evenly amongst the performers. Here is the info once again. You can send an e-transfer to loveofdrag@gmail.com, a PayPal transfer to paypal.me/loveofdrag, or you can buy a ticket on Eventbrite, that is $6. The address for that is sp5.eventbrite.com. Now, if you've watched this and you are saying to yourself, junk mail, I really want to get involved, how do I do it? Simply send a message to myself or Chaz Avery. You can also join the hashtag YYJDrag group on Facebook. We do casting calls on there. You can find For the Love of Drag on Facebook and Instagram at Love of Drag Vic. You can find King Fling on Facebook and Instagram at King Fling Vic. Just send us a message. We will get you involved. That is what this show is about. Doesn't matter if you've never performed before. We are here for you. And the community and artists are actually very supportive, and everyone's going to help you out as much as they can just to make it happen, because we all love drag. All right, that's enough rambling for me. I'm going to send it off to the ghost with the most, Chaz Avery. Thank you so much for joining us this month. We'll see you next month. Bye.
Thank you so much, Junk Mail, and thank you to all of our incredible performers tonight, and thank you to everyone who's joined us. Whether you're joining us for the live premiere and chatting with us in the chat box, or catching us after the fact, we are accepting tips all through the weekend until Sunday evening, so please do tip in any of the ways that Junk Mail has suggested, because we do give those tips all to the performers, and they've worked very hard and deserve them. I am the producer of King Fling, if you didn't know, and King Fling has always been about providing a stage for people who don't get showcased as much as others. Fortunately, it seems like it's working, because now we have lots of drag kings in Victoria. So hopefully we'll get to do the same with performers of color, performers with disabilities, and youth performers. Although I should say there are lots of other people in the community working hard to showcase these performers too. We're all in this together. Again, if you'd like to perform with us, please reach out to myself, Chaz Avery, on any of my social medias. Or Junk Mail, or you can reach us through King Fling or For the Love of Drag. If you want to check out any of the performers online and see where else you can see them and see what else they're up to, as you should, because they're so talented, you can check out the King Fling Instagram at King Fling Vic, because I have tagged all of them there. Also, you can do the same at For the Love of Drag. Junk Mail has also tagged them, and I guess that's all I have to say. It's been a pleasure joining you all virtually. Very excited to be able to chat with you, get that real sense of community, and I hope that you all have an amazing Halloween. I know it's going to look different this year, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun. Good night, everybody.